So I'm getting ready to rerun David again, and his guys are complaining, saying that I was supposed to give him the hit. At 8,500. We don't like to take it like that, so I'm getting ready to do what I do.
Street Outlaws is one of the best reality television series for people who love street racing and want to see it done the right way. The series premiered on the Discovery Channel in 2013 and has lasted for 13 seasons thanks to the high-octane racing and drama between cast members. If you're familiar with the show, you must at least know cast member Precious Cooper and her popular catchphrase, "Off with their head." Cooper has been dubbed Queen of the Street on the TV show, and she didn't get her nickname for being nice to her opponents. She's among the meanest talkers and racers on Street Outlaws. However, during her time on the show, Precious got into a situation with another cast member, which may or may not have had something to do with them not returning to the show. Join us, and let's find out what happened to Precious Cooper from Street Outlaws.
Watching my daddy, my uncle, my cousins. When I started hanging out with JJ, he was street racing too, so
Precious was born in Osceola, Florida, where she grew up with a love for automobiles. She spent all her time watching races and hoping that one day she'd also be able to sit behind the wheel of a race car. At age 19, Precious realized her lifelong dream to become a street racer, and it all started when Precious met with JJ DeBoss after one of his races, asking him to mentor her. In a surprising turn of events, JJ took a liking to Precious and decided to teach her everything he knew about racing, which is quite a lot. This gesture would be Precious's break into racing and later on reality TV. Precious started her racing career with the Puddle Jumper, a deep blue 1966 Nova. As modest as the vehicle appeared, she made sure to always smoke her competition on the streets whenever she was behind the wheel. Seeing potential in her skill set, JJ introduced Precious in the 9th season of Street Outlaws, bringing her to feature in the spin-off Street Outlaws Memphis. Since her debut on the show, she has become an integral part of JJ's team and a character viewers of the show have come to love. Precious and JJ DeBoss work so closely together that many viewers wonder what kind of relationship they share. Although Precious got her career kickstarted by JJ, the relationship between the duo is nothing more than being close friends. She's godmother to JJ and Trisha Day's 4 children and has been in JJ's life for over a decade. So let's quell the rumors about a romantic relationship. It is non-existent. As a woman, Precious has had to face a lot of misjudgments and assumptions. While speaking about how people perceive women in street racing, she said, "Well, women are underestimated when it comes to street racing. When it comes to men's perceptions especially, they don't think that we're capable of doing what they're capable of doing." Precious is a racer who studies the game and has perfected her craft. Instead of being angry at this perception, she has found strength in it. The fun part about it for her is when a fellow racer underestimates her. She gets the most satisfaction from beating male racers who think they won the race before even lining up to race her. Her catchphrase, "Off with their head," isn't something she planned out in advance. It was something she said in a moment of victory that has stuck with her since. She was racing a guy who had got her in her feelings, and after winning she said it, and it stuck. Precious came from a racing pedigree. She was born into racing. Growing up around JJ and seeing his exploits, she wanted that too. And as she grew into an adult, Precious wanted to race as part of a family, and that's what she did. Her contribution to the Memphis family has been invaluable, and if it has 4 wheels, she'll get the best out of it. Being part of something like Street Outlaws comes with some measure of danger. Precious Cooper will put her life on the line by going first off the trailer. She loves the scary scene and says it wouldn't be a tragedy if the end comes for her while she's racing. And with that degree of dedication and enthusiasm, you can guarantee that Precious isn't changing her plans for anything outside of racing with JJ and her family in Memphis. She doesn't care about cameras, production staff, or media attention. She just wants to race. And while doing that, Precious tasted firsthand what danger in street racing feels like. In a race with Stevie Kroom, Precious lost control of her car's zip tie and flipped it over 8 times. Precious is all about the racing life, but she almost lost it all during this accident. After swerving out of control, she crossed into her opponent's lane and veered off-road. The back end of the 1966 Chevy Nova 2 caught fire and immediately spread to the front of the vehicle. Precious was lucky, as witnesses to the accident were able to pull her free before the fire got to her. Her mentor, JJ, supported her after her accident, saying, "You done what you supposed to do. You done everything you could. I couldn't have done no better." After the accident, fans were speculating whether Zip Tie was cursed or not. The car had been in a previous accident when JJ DeBoss fell asleep at the wheel of his truck while transporting both Zip Tie and Old Heavy. But accidents and cursed cars are not the only thing that Precious Cooper had to deal with while racing on the streets of Memphis and as a cast member of Street Outlaws. Precious was involved in one of the biggest altercations on Street Outlaws. The fight was so serious that most viewers have come to see it as what provoked Big Chief's exit from the show. Fans of Street Outlaws were shocked when it got out that Big Chief, Justin Shearer, was no longer a part of Street Outlaws. What happened was that while filming for the first episode of the second season of America's List, Big Chief and Precious got into a fight. The fight was so serious that Big Chief's wife, Jackie Brosh, got involved. The exact reason behind the fight is unknown, but it would seem Precious was unhappy about the new rules for the season. And this led her to argue with Big Chief and his wife. The couple left the scene to return home, abandoning the season and, eventually, the entire TV franchise. To most diehard fans, it seemed unlikely that Big Chief would make such a hasty choice, and in a YouTube video, Big Chief addressed the issue. He admitted that he was unpleasantly surprised during the first driver meeting for America's List, and that things didn't get better as the night went on until he finally left. However, he never brought up the alleged argument with Precious.
You know, that because it's a different show, you know, so like you can't take the guys who did good on that show and then not bring them back because they didn't do good on another show. That's
whatever set off the altercation between the two drivers, it was significant enough to raise the stakes and create drama among the cast. While most fans are certain that Big Chief left the show because of his altercation with Precious, Big Chief does not address the fact that he fought with Precious. He only admitted that he left America's List because he disagreed with the changes being made to the show, especially regarding the preseason process for the drivers and how it affected the ratio of drivers from different cities. Chief acknowledges that, despite his desire to debate the rules with other racers and reach a compromise that wouldn't harm anyone, he felt unsatisfied after leaving the first drivers meeting. Without going into too much detail, he said, "There are a lot of things that have affected the way I look at Street Outlaws." Precious has not said anything about the alleged fight and has managed to keep her personal life away from the media. There's no news about her dating life and her marital status is unknown. Some fans have speculated that she may be pregnant, but she's still present on the show, and we doubt if she would take part in dangerous races while she has a child growing inside her. A pregnancy would be hard to hide, and if she was having a baby, she would have had to take some time away from racing in the TV show. Fans have always been astounded by Precious's devil-may-care attitude, and she has consistently demonstrated that she can defeat any driver regardless of their level of expertise.